there is nothing more New York than pizza, right?
Perfect.
So we brought in a couple of experts onto the show here. This is Senior Vice President of Operations Simon Gilan, and then FLIK Hospitality's Chef Tyler Hines. And so Chef Tyler, he baked all the pizzas.
Yes, sir.
And he's also going to be our pizza delivery guy.
Yep.
So, and what we're going to do here is it's kind of like the one bite challenge, right? This is Simon's idea, really, okay?
It's a combination. It's not just me.
You're the ideas guy.
Well, before we jump into eating the pizza, I do actually just want for the viewers or listeners to know, have an understanding. Simon makes things run behind the scenes here, right? And so I want to give
team effort.
I know. You pass the spotlight, but you and your team are incredibly important in making everything run here behind the scenes. Can you just kind of explain quickly what it is that operations does? Because I think there's a lot of people that don't have a full understanding of all that goes on to get the team to game day and all that.
Well, it's a total team effort. Operations is, I always say it's really the team behind the team. We're here to support the organization on and off the field, whether it's team services, whether it's our building operations department, our fantastic grounds crew, our outstanding operations and team travel department, and food services. It's all working together to make sure that the players and the coaches have everything they need for game day.
Well, the food is really near and dear to our heart.
Oh, for sure.
I think everybody in the organization feels that way. You guys do a great job.
Oh, thank you.
And we made the transition to FLIK Hospitality this offseason, and I would say probably the biggest talking point when you guys arrived was the pizza oven.
Yeah.
Love it.
The pizza oven, I mean, is that kind of the pride and joy there in the cafeteria?
Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's from right down the street, too, right, the company?
Yeah. Mary Forma, who's, about a couple
half hour away from here.
So it's great to be able to support local businesses and really bring something different that we haven't had here before, which I think everybody loves.
And Chef Tyler, just what's it like feeding a football team? What goes into that? I mean, I know I eat my fair share, but there's a lot of other people also eating a lot of food around here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of mouths to feed, right? Definitely during training camp. 3 meals a day, 5-6 days a week, depending on the week. But we love it. I mean, the staff does an unbelievable job in there. I mean, we push out probably 200 to 250 pounds of protein every single meal period. So definitely keeping the guys fed and full and fueled for the game. So just trying to prepare them for the week every week.
All right, what are some of the favorites? Like, what are players' favorite things that you make?
Well, there's the pizza, right? They definitely love the pizza.
Yeah.
Another favorite that we're actually doing tonight for dinner are Korean short ribs. That's a big one, bone-in Korean short ribs.
That is a good one.
So that's a big one. They love Taco Day, anything Mexican, big one there too. So
Do you limit that to Tuesdays?
However the menu falls on that day, I just try and mix and match it a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Now, Simon, who has final say on the menu here? How does this work? Do you? Does the chef? I mean, how does the process go of building out this menu?
Chef works really closely with our head of sports nutrition, Sarah Snyder.
Yep.
And they really work in tandem to really create the menu. Sarah does a fantastic job of fueling the athletes and making sure that they have everything they need. And we really work in her direction and make sure that the players, coaches, and staff have everything they need to be successful.
Yeah. So one other cool thing about this trip, sorry to cut you off, Garrett, is that we take the train to New York. And Simon and his crew kind of all organize that. It's very different from flying to all the other cities, obviously. Well, not all of them, but Philly, we take a train, right? But what goes into that? Like, take us a little bit behind the scenes about what it's like putting an NFL team on a train.
It's definitely different than our normal standard plane flight, right? Joan and Dan in the team travel department do a fantastic job of making sure that everything runs seamless from, parking at the train station and getting on the train and getting off to get on the bus to get to the hotel to then doing it all over again on game day, right? And it's trying to really just keep, no matter if it's planes, trains, buses, it's trying to keep everything consistency and trying to make sure that everybody is doing the things that they need to do without having to worry about where we're going and what we're doing. And Joan and Dan do a fantastic job. It's a lot of moving parts. Right, because you're traveling with over 200 people, but they make it so seamless where then nobody ever really notices.
One thing I'll say about team travel that I've learned very early on is, if the bus leaves at 1, the bus leaves at 1. And so if you listen and view the podcast after games, if we sound rushed at all because we're both on the road, we want to make sure that we're not spending the night in the city that we don't intend to be spending the night. Because Simon will leave us. Simon, you will leave us.
He says the time is the time. Every time.
Guys, it's like when we say, hey, when I send a text out after the game saying, hey, we're leaving in 1 hour. We're leaving in 1 hour, So I won't say you'll see the buses behind you if you're not there in an hour, but I wouldn't try it either.
One time I was running down, the plane was taking off. I was running on the runway, and I just look in the window and I see Simon, and he just goes, just closes. I'm just kidding. He would.
For you, I might do it just because.
Simon.
No,
You're my guy. You're my guy. All right, let's taste some pizza. All right, so we're gonna bring out 5 different pizzas. Chef Tyler, can you tell us all the pizzas?
Yeah, we have a Detroit-style pizza.
Okay.
We have a deep dish from Chicago.
Yep.
We also have a New Haven-style pizza. I don't know if you guys have ever tried that. It's really
I
good.
think I have.
It's called like a pizza.
Is it super thin crust?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
super thin crust. Yep. Brooklyn style, and then we also have like a classic Neapolitan.
All right.
And what is the
nice.
pizza that we typically make here in the facility?
Typically, it's like a Neapolitan. Mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
a very
We've
large
done New
Neapolitan.
York
Do we
too.
do
We've
New
done
York
New York,
style
yep.
this week because of the Giants game?
Yeah, we've done. Yeah, we have New York this week, actually tomorrow too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
And hold on. Did we talk about the toppings?
Oh, so
gotta
yeah,
talk
the
about the
toppings
toppings,
are all
yeah.
consistent, right? We
Yes.
had to have
Yes.
the baseline, right? This
Cupping
is
pepperoni. Yep.
just pepperoni.
Yep.
Right. All right. Well, I'm lactose intolerant. This is going to end really poorly for me. Let's dive right in.
Let's start. You lead the way. What do you want to start
Pizza.
with?
Up to you guys. What do you think, Simon?
Do you want to try New York since we're
Yeah,
Sure, New York.
let's
Yeah,
kick it off
let's
in
kick
New
it off
York.
that way.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Ooh, that
all right.
looks good.
Those are
Look at
crispy
that.
pepperonis there.
Yeah, little cupping pepperoni.
I like the kind of the cup pepperoni. That's good. All right. Go ahead. Are we getting trays?
Yeah.
I mean,
are you not?
my mother will be happy about this. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, Sean.
All right.
Should we hold it up here?
Why am I picking the biggest slice still? It's like
You
I'm
can
not
see it.
going
All
to
right,
get.
There we go.
There we go.
I just want to make sure we have a good view.
Okay.
All right. So, hold on. So, one bite.
We're going Dave
are we
Portnoy
going
rules
one
here.
bite?
Oh, no. You tell me.
One bite and kind of judge, and then if you want to nibble, you can nibble. All right.
All right.
Oh boy, I'm dropping pepperoni. Oh, the studio's I got pepperoni on the floor. That's going in the box. All right, here we go. That's strong.
I really like these pepperonis here. I think that these cup pepperonis are cooked perfectly.
Now, New York slice is that you have to be able to fold it kind of.
Yeah,
thing,
a little
right?
more of a fold. Yeah, New York and the Neapolitan are very similar. The Neapolitan is just a little more like rustic. You'll see like a little more burn around the edges. Not burn, I guess, like crisp, but the New York kind of should hold up to like eat on the go. You know, when
Right.
you're walking down the streets of New York.
See, now I think of a New York. It's almost like a cold and New Yorkers are obviously very judgmental about their pizza.
Yeah.
So, like when you're making a New York style pizza, do you feel like the stakes are really high?
Yeah, the pressure's on, man.
Okay.
At the pizza oven, how hot does the pizza oven get down there?
This one gets up to 850 if we need it to. Most of these are cooked around 600.
Okay, so this is cooked around 600
This
for how
one,
long?
Yep, 5 to 7 minutes depending on the pizza. But yeah, this one probably about 6 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah, one bite. Was it one bite or one slice?
my self-restraint is low. Yeah, I'm gonna need that lactate though after this.
I do like the cheese. It's
cheese is
not
nice.
too much. It's just the right amount.
Yeah.
It's a blend that we make in house. It's mozzarella, fontina, and parmesan all mixed
Really?
together. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Oh,
fancy.
cheese blend. All right.
That's
Is
very
that the same? Is it the same cheese on every?
on every pizza. Yeah, just
Okay.
for consistency for this. But
Yeah.
That's gonna be
the
tough
only-
to beat.
yeah, the only one that's slightly different is the Detroit because you can't make Detroit style pizza without Wisconsin cheddar.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Brick cheese.
Okay.
Right.
I think
Okay.
the pepperoni did help the overall quality of the pizza.
I agree. Yeah, I think the pepperoni was really, really good.
Yeah.
So, is it going to be different on the other? Well, we'll
It'll
find
be the
out.
same pepperoni on every one except the deep dish.
Okay.
Thinner ones, but
All right.
All right.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
let's move on. Let's go. What do you want to go with next? Detroit. Wow.
these
do
actually
with these?
I'm gonna be a
Holy moly!
I'm gonna be asleep by the time.
So the theory behind these guys is the Detroit style pizza pans. They say were actually made in drip pans from oil.
Oh
With
wow!
cars back in the day in Detroit, right? And that's how they came up with the idea to make these pizzas in drip pans. So that's why Detroit style pans are made.
That seems healthy.
This, yeah.
Yeah, that's just a little oil on it. This is amazing. I'm tempted to take the one with a lot of cheese on it, but
You're gonna go. Are you gonna go straight for the middle?
Oh, you're not that guy, are you?
The corner ones are the best ones.
The corner one.
The corner one's got the crisp cheese on the edge. Get the back end of it. It's good.
Oh.
It's daunting.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty fire.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
It's a little different.
I'm into that.
It's actually my favorite.
So what's the? Oh, he's revealing. The chef is revealing his.
I said second.
Oh, you said second.
He's not grading the power rankings.
Is he allowed to?
He's not grading the power rankings at the end, so it's okay.
I don't want to, mess up your rating.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I want to eat this whole thing. Then it's like
It's a good one.
it's like a breadstick,
Yeah.
but with like the stuff on top.
What is the cheese mixture on top?
So same cheese mixture. It just has ricotta on top too.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
See the ricotta. I'm a big ricotta.
Yeah, this is.
Hey, what happened to the garlic knots in the cafeteria? I'm gonna
bring
hit
them
you with the hard questions because the garlic knots are
That
amazing.
is a constant question. We're gonna bring them back. We just have to wait for our numbers to change up.
Okay. All right. That's
Those are good
news.
because you guys do make a lot of different things in the pizza oven. The garlic knots being one of them, right?
Yeah.
The first time the garlic knots ever came out, our boss Michelle, she had us go back. She was like, everybody's going back for seconds of garlic knots. Like, it was like a mandatory thing, and she was not wrong.
It's so funny.
They were
it's
amazing.
It's like the simplest thing that we make too, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever," you know.
Simple
Hey,
done well.
we have to bring it back. You know?
That's right. That's right. All right.
So
what's next?
I went in. I won't say with low expectations for Detroit, but didn't really know like what to expect, and this has impressed me more than I even expected it to. It's,
Really?
Yeah, I think it's excellent.
There's a really sneaky good Detroit style pizza place right around here too.
Okay, and I mean I think that the only issue with it is if I eat too much of that, like I'll be asleep for the rest of this podcast.
I'm willing to take my chances.
But
It is pretty doughy.
it is very doughy. It's, I mean,
very
it's,
doughy. There's not much sauce.
Yeah, light
Like
sauce.
minimal sauce.
Yep. Yeah. A lot
Looks
of
like a
cheese.
breadstick.
Yeah.
I'm eating this whole thing. I don't care. This whole one white roll off the table.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
I'll grab napkins too. Next.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's
we're
good.
gonna need it.
All right, so we have New Haven style pizza next.
Ooh. Okay. Big change up.
Yeah.
Big change
Well,
up.
big change up, especially from the Detroit. But it
for
does.
That's what I'm saying.
But like,
It
so
looks a
it
little
just
like
looks.
New York.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I would have just probably guessed New York and looking at it. It's just thinner crust.
Thinner crust. It's very consistent around. There's no like big crust on the end.
Right, I was gonna say, look at
it
this.
should be like crispier
Yeah.
across the board. Yep.
All right.
These are actually served smaller, a little bit smaller typically, but just had to go all out for you
Right.
guys. So.
See now this is right, little less flop than the New York,
Yep.
right? You wouldn't fold this. See,
You wouldn't fold it?
you could, but
Good, but
it's a pinch.
Yeah.
I would say it's not a fold, it's a pinch.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
There's basically no crust on it.
See, I'm a crust eater. People who leave their crust behind, that really bothers me.
you and me both.
Yeah, see?
That's
From
why
the
you.
chef.
That's why you have ranch, right?
Exactly. Like the crust, I mean, I'm not going to say it's the best part, but it's right up
It's
there.
an important piece of the
Definitely
equation.
Yeah.
If
Have
you
you
leave
ever-
out the crust, you're skipping a really
Yeah.
you're missing out.
Have you ever done the stuffed crust or no?
Oh, yeah. Stuffed crust? Oh, for sure. No, I don't eat it backwards like some people do. That's just a little
does
too,
that?
that's
I
a
mean-
little too out there for me.
we saw
Yeah.
we saw how
I've seen
Mink
kids do that. Bad call.
we saw how you devoured the Detroit style, which is basically all crust because it's so thick.
Yes, exactly.
So
That's my kind of pizza.
I think it's kind of the
I
scales
can
are
just eat
tilting.
bread all day. You don't get this body without carbs, all right?
Body by carbs. Love it.
Body by carbs. It's a bumper sticker.
Well, I mean, a good one for carbs then is probably the deep dish, right? If
Oh,
you're looking for
yeah,
carbs.
yeah.
You're looking for carbs.
Let's go.
Let's grab it.
Wow.
Ooh. Oh my.
So we have the deep dish here.
I'm excited about this. Okay, so obviously no pepperoni on this one. Wait a second.
So there is deep
Oh.
dish. You do a very thin layer of sauce, or sorry, a very thin layer of cheese, very thin layer of sauce. All of your toppings underneath that, cheese on top of that, and then sauce on top of that.
I did not know that.
Do you make? Is this in the pizza oven too?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
How do you prepare it? Obviously, it's a different pan. You know.
Different pans. So the Detroit and the deep dish are both in pans, and the rest of them just go right in the pizza oven on the stone. But this takes a lot longer. This took probably about 25 minutes at about 400 degrees instead. So
Okay. So Simon previously worked for the Chicago Bears. So he's the expert on the Chicago deep dish here. Does this bias you at all? You're the judge.
No.
Do you remain unbiased? That's the question.
Of course.
Okay, all right. He's a true journalist.
Oh.
Big J journalist. All right.
Let's go. This might be the fork and knife one.
Do we go fork? No fork? We just go fork?
I didn't bring any forks, so I apologize.
All right. So I will admit that the last time we played in Chicago, late night, ordered some pizza. Everybody else wanted to go to some other place for dinner that night, like my little travel party crew I was hanging with that night. And I'm like, we got to get deep dish pizza while we're here. They were like, nah, we don't feel like blah, 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 blah. So I get back to my hotel room late that night. I'm like, I'm getting deep dish pizza while I'm in Chicago. Like, that is happening. I'm 100% not hungry at all. But I order it, delivery to the room, bring it up. They didn't include plates. I'm just in the hotel room. I'm trying to eat this pizza while I'm in bed. Sauce sauce all over the duvet. A mess. I mean, it looks like a crime scene in here.
What color was the duvet? What color was it? Was it like a white sheet?
Red sauce. That was red sauce.
Well, no, the sheets.
Oh, the sheets, white sheets. White sheets.
Hotel bill.
White I the next morning I'm like wiping it all. I'm trying to clean it all up. Next morning I go down to Joan, right? And I'm like, I gotta come clean. These duvets will never be the same. Let me know what the bill is. Like, I know this is getting charged to the room. She's like, don't worry about it. We got you. So that your staff, I mean, professionals.
That's what they said, but then they just payroll deducted you. Hoped you didn't notice.
What did you think of the deep dish?
So, I'll be honest. My preferred style is not deep dish. It's just a little bit too much. It's daunting. Where, like, I think it's good, but it's not my preferred style of pizza. Like, and even the Detroit is thick, and that is, I guess, daunting as well because it's a big, thick piece. But it feels a little bit more consumable than deep dish to me.
I gotta get a little A/B testing here. Go back to New Haven.
You're gonna need a couple more slices because you already ate your whole.
Oh, I'm 100% gonna need another Detroit.
The Detroit's like lighter, right? It's like lighter.
It does. It feels lighter, even though it's
much heavier.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels so heavy.
They say that like this is like the lasagna of pizzas, right?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And
My mom makes the best lasagna. I can't talk
as a Chicago expert, were you a fan of deep dish in Chicago?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. But there's so many options, you know. I don't know. I guess when I'm looking at all these pizzas, right, like you look at New Haven, we're looking at New York style, we're looking at Chicago and Detroit. The Detroit one just seems a little too much dough.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like a lot of bread.
It does. It feels different.
It does feel different, and it's different than any of the others.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah. Don't give it away.
But I will say that Detroit style just kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't, I'm not a big fan, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess I can spill that
And the way
out
that
there.
we're doing this, we're doing our power rankings.
Right.
Mink and I will both do our power rankings, and we'll let Simon be the judge here.
But he's sipping his hand.
He is to be. Now, we're just.
Stay true to your rankings, okay?
I'm not just trying to.
Don't just appeal to the judge.
Exactly.
It's okay to appeal to the judge, too.
Or maybe he's trying to throw you off, and we already talked about this. He's just trying to throw you off the scent.
All right. What do we have left?
All right, last one is the Neapolitan.
Neapolitan. All right, let's do it. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Neapolitan looks nice.
So this one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say this one. The only difference between the rest of them has fresh mozzarella pearls on it.
Ooh, I like that.
So most Neapolitan pizzas, just fresh mozzarella is the only cheese, and then basil, tomato.
Right.
It's a very classic style pizza. So.
Okay.
And this looks like the crust is a little bit thicker than the New York, so it's kind of like an incremental. New Haven is like the smallest, then the New York, and then the Neapolitan there. And then obviously the deep dish and the Detroit are different styles, but just from a thickness standpoint.
Yeah.
Crust.
All right. Yep. All right. I like the pearls. This is the one that we eat most often.
Correct. Yep.
I can probably consume these. Like some people in the office are like, oh, the pizza's amazing, but I can't have pizza every day. Like that is just a bad move.
You're not one of those people?
No, I'm not one of those people. And we have the flatbreads. We do a lot of different things. That's the thing you should tell listeners too. It's not just the pizza oven. It's not just for pizza. We mix it up.
Yeah, cauliflower crust pizzas, obviously, but I mean, in the past we've done like racks of lamb through the pizza oven. We have a plan coming up, hopefully, to do some half lobsters, run them through the pizza oven with some garlic butter on top, all that good stuff. So salmon, we do a lot of different stuff in there. We do cedar plank salmon, so get that nice smoke in there. Nice,
You're gonna have to send me an email on that lobster when that's coming, so I don't miss that. Oh my gosh, All right, this is great.
This is really good.
All right.
I need to write down my list here.
Oh, I got it. Except I might make the mistake of leaving Detroit off of it because I ate the whole thing. So,
Wow.
very good. Well, Chef Tyler, you've outdone yourself. Well, let's just start there. These are all amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, I have mine. Garrett, you have your list.
Yes,
All right,
I do have my-
Pizza power rankings
Yes.
for New York Giants. We do rock paper scissors.
Well, we don't rock paper scissors. Just so you guys know, we often do drafts and I'm on a cold streak when it comes to the drafts on the lounge. He's beaten me in like 5 straight, but it all comes down to I lose rock paper scissors. So this is a bit more of an even playing field because we are dealing with the same stuff. We just have to rank them. So here's my rankings. I will go worst to best. Right?
Worst. To,
Okay.
Wow. Why you got to be a negative? Yes.
Go to the top to best.
No, you're right. You're right.
I want the big reveal. I want the big reveal.
Relax. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay.
All right. New Haven,
Ooh.
Chicago, New York. Second was Detroit, and number 1 was Neapolitan.
All right.
Wow.
I really like the mozzarella pearls. I really like the mozzarella pearls on the Neapolitan, and it's a similar. I like the crust is a little bit more chewy than the New Haven, which the crust on the New Haven was just a little bit more like
More dense.
yeah than I prefer.
Yeah.
And so I like the Neapolitan and the Detroit. I love it's unique. Like I don't think I could go Detroit like as the everyday as my everyday driver there, but I think that like as a nice change up, Detroit was excellent.
Okay.
Interesting.
Are we saying this is every day? Like if we're picking our
I'm
pizza
just-
every day? Okay. All right. I'm just going to make sure I have the rules right. All right. I'm going last Chicago.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm going Neapolitan.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
big gap there.
Oh,
wow.
we got a major
Wow.
shakeup.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going
Are you deciding on the fly here, or do you know? I feel like
then I'm going New York. Okay, then I'm going New York. I'm going New Haven number 2. Actually, no, flip-flop. New Haven, then New York. Top, we're going Detroit.
I love it.
So I mean,
Good ranking.
we were both high in Detroit.
Yeah.
Simon, not so
I
much.
went number 1.
I went number
Simon
2.
Yeah.
No,
You don't like it.
Detroit is the bottom.
Too much bread.
Yeah, too much.
The bottom?
Too
I
much.
mean,
No,
too much
no,
bread
no.
there?
I might need another slice just to make
no.
sure I have it right.
No. The pizza has to be where you can hold it in your hand, nothing comes off, you can walk with it.
So you're going New York?
He's classic.
He's going New Haven.
No,
All right, Simon, give us yours. Give us yours.
I'm gonna go
Worst.
from. No, I'm gonna go from
Best to
best
worst.
to worst.
Best
Okay.
worst. Okay.
So I'm gonna go Neapolitan 1,
Yep.
Yes.
New Haven 2, New York.
You are
You're like
hater on the
you're a
deep
traditionalist.
dish.
You
You're
like
a hater on the deep dish.
well, no,
New York
then
3, Chicago style 4, and then Detroit 5.
Wow. Simon, formerly my guy, Gilan.
You know what? The Neapolitan I thought was just the right temperature.
Yeah.
Right. I thought the texture was really good. It still had the traditional crust that I think we all are accustomed to. But still, you can hold it in your hand.
Yeah.
Still move around,
Yeah.
and it's not flimsy.
and the mozzarella, like the fresh mozzarella on there, really kind of sets it over the edge. I thought it was great.
I thought New Haven could be potentially up there because the no crust sometimes tempts me. Right. But it had to be
Everybody
What was your number?
deducted it.
You don't have to give us the full 5, but what's your number 1?
My top 2 are definitely New Haven and Detroit. Detroit's probably number 1. New Haven, like right out of the oven, is probably the best.
Yeah,
but-
the most crust and the least crust for you are the top 2.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I like the crunch factor though. The crunch factor, you get them both, So like the outside of the Detroit, you get a lot of good crunch on, even though it's a little bready.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Right out of the oven, New Haven style is probably my favorite kind of pizza, but it's got to be right out of the oven. I mean, it crunches like it's fantastic. So
Well, I'm glad that you're with us on the Detroit style. Simon is he's the objector on the Detroit style, but I'm glad that we're aligned in that.
That was
and Chef
fantastic.
Tyler. So I like that.
All right, so
You're
what's
the-
happening with all these leftovers? You know.
I know. The Downing family's got dinner tonight. That's awesome. Hey guys, really appreciate it. This was fun. Thank you so much for doing this, and you guys do great work in the cafeteria. And Simon, you and your team are awesome across the board. So thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.